Howdy, hi. It is Dear Job Sports College Basketball Picks and Predictions for Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first thing, we're going to take a recap of the previous day's results. Not a good day. We add not one, but two teams to the banned list. That doesn't happen often, and whenever it does, it means I lost a decent amount of money. We go 3-5, bringing our season record to $206 and $159. We add $10 to the giveaway fund, bringing that total to $66. The two teams added to the banned list are UNC Wilmington, who I am now 0-4 on the year betting them directly, and Youngstown State, who played the most egregious basketball I think I've seen in a while. Not only should they have won the game, they probably shouldn't have covered, but this over 143.5 should have hit by 20 points. Youngstown just couldn't hit nothing. So, the teams we took off of the ban list, you can wave goodbye to Wichita State. You can wave goodbye to Marquette. Their time is done. They are now back on the market for us to bet, and then maybe be put back on the ban list. All right, I'm going to recap these games real quick. Then we'll get on to the picks we got for tomorrow. First game, I don't know why Vegas keeps on doing this, but they continue. Delaware was a 1.5-point favorite at home to a Division I basketball school named Missouri State. Missouri State won the game by 18 points. They only scored 61. Final score 61-43. Delaware shot 30% from the field, 69% from deep, and had two more turnovers than they did made baskets. This was a home conference opener, and they had more turnovers than buckets. I do not know if this team is going to win a single game in Conference USA. They are ass cheeks. Next one, we had William and Mary at home to Towson. Took a -110 on the money line. I'm pretty sure this one moved. I think they closed like -2.5 or something. Either way, no matter what you got the number at, you win. 84-70 win over Towson. It was tight for the first 10 minutes. Then William and Mary kind of pulled away. It was kind of just how I broke it down. Too many three-pointers, too many buckets. Towson, they're a good team, but they have to play slow basketball. They cannot win in a shootout. They just don't have the guys who can make it from deep to really keep them in the game. Then finally, Tarleton, we had them +2.5. They win the game outright. Still don't really understand why they were a dog. I think they're the significantly better team. UT Arlington is not good, despite having an 8-4 record. Tarleton wins by 6. They led majority of the game, led by Cam McDowell, who had 23 points. Cam McDowell, I thank you. All right, now we get to the losers. We had 5 of them, only 4 games though. First one, Southern at Illinois. The score is a bit misleading. Illinois did not play well. Actually, at least offensively, they did not play well. They did fine on defense, seeing as though they held Southern to 55, but their 90 points easily could have been 110. Illinois had 14 turnovers in this game. They are a top 10 team in securing their own ball. They don't turn it over. And they had 14 against one of the worst defenses in D1. Other than that, 52% from the field, 41% from deep. Southern just couldn't get past their defense. 35% from the field, 21% from deep. Bad pick by me. Maybe should have thought Southern wouldn't have been able to score, and they did not. Next one, Iowa -31.5. We were winning for a bit, and then UMass Lowell brought it in the back door. Iowa wins by 28. Although I don't think Iowa had this lead past, 35 maybe? Largest lead, 33. So we were covering for exactly 1 minute. Shout out to UMass Lowell, though. 48% from the field. They only lost the rebound battle by 4. They did have 9 turnovers, which was expected. But yeah, Hawkeye defense didn't really stop them. I mean, if you shoot 48% at Iowa, you're probably going to cover. Then you get to the most nonsense bullshit game of the day, Youngstown State. This was the most appalling offensive performance I have seen from a Horizon team or any team in a long time. Detroit Mercy wins this game outright, 9.5-point dog, 73-68. Youngstown had 25 points at halftime. The Penguins, 33% from the field, 26% from deep, 70% from the free throw line. Motherfuckers, you play at this court every goddamn day. There is nothing else to do in Youngstown. You are there to play basketball. None of you want to be there, but you're there. Put the ball in the hoop, and then maybe next year you can transfer to somewhere that is not Youngstown. I'm going to give a few shout-outs. How about in their starting five, they had two guys who did not make a field goal. 0 of 7 and 0 of 1. You had one dude come off the bench, play 21 minutes. He went 1 of 9. Like, what are you doing? How do you not hit this over? You can throw the spread out. Youngstown never deserved to cover the spread. How do you not hit this over? Youngstown took, how many shots did y'all take? 67 shot attempts plus 20 free throws. That is the equivalent of 77 shot attempts on your home court. How do you not hit 143.5? That is instant ban. You're going to be on there for a long time. Youngstown, you shit. And then finally, UNC Wilmington. I don't know. I think I looked up my notes. I'm 0-4 betting this team straight up this year. This is the second time I have lost by the hook on UNC Wilmington. They win this game 87-78, despite being down 5 points at halftime. North Carolina A&T had 47 in the first half, followed by 31 in the second. UNC Wilmington just can't play a full 40 minutes of basketball. There is always like one 5-minute stretch where they let their opponent just go on a nice 12-0 run, and they just can't cover the number. They're 12-2 on the year, but 6-8 against the spread. How? Like, how do you do that? All right, that's the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, first two games, we are in conference play for the Southland and the MAC. I'm going to take two favorites, both at home. First one, give me Incarnate Word minus 7.5. I do not like this CeeLo roster. I especially don't like them on the road. Incarnate Word, they're undefeated at home this year, should be able to keep it rolling. Both of these teams not off to the best starts in Southland Conference play. 1-2 straight up. Pretty big game, falling to 1-3, not ideal in your first four. CeeLo, 4-8 on the year. They got wins over not very good teams. Houston Christian, Gardner-Webb, Navy, and a Division II. They only score 66 points a game, played a bottom 30 pace, shoot it 41% from the field. They are second last in the country, 26% from deep. I don't know how you do that. You'd think minimum you can shoot is like 30. 26% is real bad. They're also horrible at rebounding, very undersized down low. The only thing they do well is steal it. They get 8 a game. That is top 40 in the country. So maybe that works out. Incarnate Word, 6-6 on the year. Most recently, they beat Northern Arizona by 24 points at home. They average 83 a game, played a bottom 100 pace, very efficient, 48% from the field. They are top 10 in three-point percentage, 40%. So you have the second worst three-point shooting team going up against a top 10. And they're only laying 7.5. Sounds good to me. I will take Incarnate Word minus 7.5. All right, next game. This is probably the stinkiest line of the entire year. Miami of Ohio is 13-0. They are catching 5.5 points on the road at Bowling Green. I'm going to lay it with Bowling Green. I think Miami of Ohio is about to eat a whole heaping pile of dog turds. They've played the easiest schedule I can think of. MAC play, they start with 4 really hard teams. They play Akron, Kent State, Toledo in their first games. They're going to get messed up. Bowling Green, they're good. Students should be back on campus. You got New Year's coming up in 2 days. They should be preparing, pre-gaming, buying all the alcohol they can. Miami, 13-0. Their wins, they really haven't had any good ones. Their best ones, Old Dominion by 5. UNC Greensboro by 11. Wright State was probably their best by 7 on the road. Their wins have come 3 of them against Division II schools. Other teams, Maine, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Air Force, and Mercyhurst. They're all horrible. Their stats look really good because they've played no one. In their first 4 games, they play 3 of the top 5 teams. I think they're going to be in for a rough week and a half. I could see them finishing the next 2 weeks 14-3, 14-4, and then they're right back down. Bowling Green, 10-3 on the year. Their losses coming to Utah Valley, William and Mary, and Davidson. They score 87 a game, played a top 30 pace. They shoot at 50% from the field. Defense, second in the country in terms of rating. They got dudes. I like this team. I think they're a legitimate threat to win the MAC. I will take them laying 5.5 points against an undefeated team. Next game, we're going to fade Pitt coming off of a win by 1 billion points against Penn State. Give me the U at home ACC conference opener. I'll take them minus 10.5. This is year 1 of former Duke assistant head coach, or maybe farther down the line of assistant head coach, Jai Lucas. I've been impressed with what he's done so far. Granted, Miami hasn't played the toughest schedule, but they're getting it done, and I trust him more than I trust anyone on Pitt. Pittsburgh 7-6 on the year. They just beat Penn State by 34 points at a neutral. However, they're still not good. They have awful home losses. Hofstra, Quinnipiac. They score 74 a game, played a bottom 30 pace, shoot at 45% from the field. Horrible at rebounding. Their defense is going to get exposed. This team sucks. Miami, 11-2 on the year. Pretty easy non-con. Their losses were to Florida by 14, BYU by 10. Their 2 best wins, Georgetown and Ole Miss. They score 89 a game, shoot at 52% from the field. They're a really good rebounding team. I don't think there's going to be anyone at this game. I mean, if you are a Miami fan and you have money, which odds are you do, you are not going to this basketball game. You will be attending the football game. So that is where your ass will be, not in an arena. So I will take Miami. I am fully expecting this gymnasium to be absolutely vacant. All right, next game, we are heading back to the MAC. This time, I'm going to take a road team. Give me UMass, catching 1.5 at Eastern Michigan. I will also rock the over, 147.5. Both of these teams 0-1 to start MAC play. This is UMass's first ever road game in the MAC. Probably not going to be that fun of a trip going from UMass to EMU, but at least it's not Western Michigan, so you save yourself about 2 hours. UMass, 9-4 on the year under head coach Frank Martin. Their losses are against good schools, Kent State, Green Bay, Charleston, Marshall. They have nice wins over Oregon State, Boston College, Florida State, and Harvard. So they can win road games easily, as they've done it at BC and at Florida State. They score 80 points a game, played a top 75 pace, shoot at 46% from the field. The only big negative about this team, they are one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the entire country. Normally don't love betting teams who can't shoot free throws, but everything else is so good, I think I'm okay. Eastern Michigan, 6-7 on the year, losing their first game to Akron by 21. They have lost their last 4 Division I games. I think team morale has hit a low. They score just 71 points a game, played a middle-of-the-pack pace. They only make 6 three-pointers a game. This is not a team who is going to beat you from deep. They want to play down low. They have a really good redshirt freshman, last name of Hob, a freak. He will not be at Eastern Michigan next year. If UMass can control him, I think they can control the game and win this. So I'll take them plus 1.5 on the road and the over. Next game, if you've been watching for a while, I bet against this Charlotte team all of the time because they are horrible. Temple, we've taken them twice this year. We are 1-1 betting them. Yes, they have had multiple scandals about maybe betting on their own games, maybe a little bit of collusion. Well, we're going to look past that. We're going to take the Owls plus 1.5. I think they win this thing by double digits. They're 8-5 on the year, currently riding a 4-game winning streak against a Division II, St. Francis, Davidson, and Princeton. They score 78 a game, played a bottom 50 pace, shoot it 47% from the field. What if I told you that Temple is the number 1 team in the country in turnovers per game? They only turn it over 8 times per contest. Granted, the last time I said that about a team, we took Illinois and they turned it over 14 times. So if that pans out here, I'm not sure. But they're a good team. They're old. They're going to dominate possessions. I trust them. Charlotte, I don't trust them because they suck. They're 6-7 on the year. They have lost to quite literally every single good opponent they have played. They score 72 a game, played a bottom 4 pace, shoot it 44% from the field. Bad from the charity stripe. Their defense is bottom 50 in the country. There will be no one at this basketball game. There are plenty of better things to do in Charlotte. They can go watch them play Temple at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. No thank you. Give me Temple. All right, next game we got. It is Vermont at Princeton. I will be laying a 1.5 with Vermont. Princeton is horrible. I really don't know why we continue to make Ivy League schools favorites in games they should not be. Princeton is 3-11 on the year. They're a shell of what they were last season. And these two teams have already played each other this year. You may be thinking, what? How does that make any sense? It was a neutral site game in Florida. In Vermont, won by 5. Now they're they're only laying a 1.5. Princeton's ass. Vermont, 8-6 on the year. They got solid wins over Siena. This Princeton team, Northeastern, Brown, Merrimack, they score 78 per contest, played a bottom 30 pace, 48% from the field. They like the 3-ball, making 9 of them per game. They're a big team down low. I forget their center's name. It's like Jorg or Borg or something like that. Big 7-footer. He's really good. Princeton, they do not have size down low. They are not going to have an answer for that dude. Vermont's going to kill them. Princeton, 3-11 on the year. Their 3 wins were against Bucknell, who's awful, a Division II school, and then Northeastern. Northeastern's an actually respectable W. They are currently on an 8-game losing streak. They score just 68 points a game. Played a bottom 100 pace. They're bottom 100 in everything. This team is ass. Give me Vermont. Finally, weird game for me. I normally don't bet West Coast games, but I figured I would here. Why not? Give me LMU minus 5.5 at home. Loyola coming off of a tough loss to St. Mary's. This is a bounce back spot. Kind of surprised they're only laying 5.5. Pacific just lost a road game where they only scored 54 points at San Diego. Now they stay on the road, and they got to go play LMU. Pacific 9-5 on the year. Easy schedule though, including 2 Division II wins. They score 75 a game, played a bottom 75 pace. They only make 7 3-pointers a game. They have a slight edge in the rebounding battle, but LMU is bigger than them down low. LMU has some dogs that were able to hang in with St. Mary's bigs. They should be able to fuck up Pacific. I do not like Pacific on the road, so I will fade them. LMU, 9-5 on the year. They have wins over Ohio, UC Santa Barbara, North Bama, and they kept it close with the Tritons of UCSD. They score 79 a game. They make 10 3-pointers a game. They have a top 50 ranked defense. If the threes are falling, if their defense is good, they're going to win this thing by 20. Give me LMU. All right, then we got the almost bets. I said screw it. I was real close to taking 3 big favorites, but after what Youngstown State did to me today, I'm going to lay off. Almost took North Carolina minus 14.5. ACC home opener. This place will be lit. Students will be there. Regular attendees from the local area will be there. Florida State is ass. They are going to get murdered in ACC play. Next one, Seton Hall minus 2.5. Marquette, they're horrible at basketball. They just had their second best player leave the program because they're so bad. This team is down horrendous. And finally, Toledo minus 10.5. Western Michigan, probably one of the worst road schools in the MAC. Toledo, very good team, very good coach. I like them, minus 10.5. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. Hopefully, tomorrow we don't add anyone to the ban list because I am tired of adding teams to the ban list. All right, appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.